Stop. Oh shoot.
Unlock it.
Hold on.
Shut the door, Cam.
I don't want to end stream.
We can just go, Dre, if you need us. We can just
No, when I click the button, it says end stream. I don't want to do that. I want to go live.
Well, I think we are live.
Yeah, we are live. We're on now, so that's what I'm saying. We want to just go?
Go.
All right.
What's up?
What's up? Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We got a little... Dre's still waking up a little bit this morning here. Got us a little bit of a surprise. It's all good.
Whatever.
Welcome to
We've been on too long for a break.
Yeah.
Really? This is
Welcome to season 4, episode 25. It's the free agent edition today. Guys, nothing's been going on. It's been pretty boring, right? Not too much happening lately. So
something about free agency.
Yeah, a lot going on. We'll get into all that. So today we'll talk about some free agency, who's still left, who's made the best move so far, and then where to go next, who's in the best position. So with that being said, let's bring on the normal crew. I will start with this guy. He had to know it was coming when he sent me the text message, so he's already laughing. He knows. He was hoping John Lynch would burn up the phone and make some free agency calls. Now he's even got his girl on his pool team breaking his balls. What up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, I knew it was coming. Nah,
too much 9-ball.
Yeah. Is she still on your team or what?
No, it's but you're not playing with us. It's just some kind of formality. So no, we're not really on the team.
Ceremonial signing? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
kind of like...
I don't know. It's some politics there. But
well,
but real quick, you got that picture I sent? The little
man,
AI generated link?
I got something.
Oh, no. What's going on now?
Something.
Before I even introduce the other two, they're starting.
I was trying to say, as you can see, AI still has a problem with spelling, but I was trying to say that you and Howie are best friends. But...
Wow, that is hilarious. Love it. Oh, man.
Howie and Sal. Look at that
God,
relationship.
Man.
That's hilarious.
That is funny, man.
Got a little more hair on top there.
Thanks,
Yeah, like I said, AI still has some work to do. It's getting there.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it.
Well,
stuff,
if that's
man.
Howie to the right? With
yeah,
those eyes looking like that and his face and that smile, that's exactly how it's going to be coming up this season. What did he do this, free agency? He's got that look on his face like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I know, man. Oh my God, I love that. He looks like Angelo Cataldi a little bit. I'm like,
yeah, he does actually.
Oh my God. Goodness. Oh, thanks, guys. That's awesome. Love it. That's good stuff, man.
I know I had to have something. I knew you was gonna come with me that pool all stuff. So I'm like, let me have something in my pocket just in case.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah,
all right, let's get to this dude down in Georgia there. He didn't like the Saquon signing at all. He was texting like crazy after that. He didn't like the Saquon signing at all. He thought it was strange. Maybe we'll actually get a podcast today with him sounding like he's on a gun range. So what up, Jermaine?
What's up?
What up, Jermaine?
What's up? I had to think about it after I put that text in. I got to pull the reins back, but we'll talk about it. Yeah,
that's right. What's going on, Hef?
Yeah,
that's right.
Hef?
The best show in the land.
So yeah, we might get a week here without sounding like Jermaine's on the gunshot range, man. That's
yeah, I'm home. Yeah, I'm home today. Yup. So.
Every week, man. Ping. Like, all right, this last guy, when the Eagles signed Saquon, I like Saquon, by the way. He was high as a kite. One thing hasn't changed. He still can't get no damn Sprite. What up, Andre? He was texting about it again this week, man.
Well, Mountain Dew put a commercial out talking about it's in stores everywhere. So why do you got to put a commercial out saying your product is everywhere? So that tells me that it's not there.
Dre still can't get yo guys for seriously coming up. We got to get just Dre. We're gonna just ship him from Amazon. We're gonna get him some Sprite, man. Let's just
sold out.
My father shops the same place as Dre does. So you know what? And he goes shopping every Sunday morning. So I'm about to text him right now. I said, "You go get a couple bottles of Sprite so I can show my boy that it still exists in the store." Stop.
Well, your dad knows when the truck is coming. So. Sunday morning, I'll be right there. I come in 9, 10 at night. You know,
that's great.
It's about to close.
Oh man.
McDonald's is full of fat.
I went out last night to a restaurant and they didn't have Sprite there. And like my niece tried to order and they're like, sorry, we don't have that, but we have this. And I was like, damn, maybe Dre is right. Maybe they are cutting it out of some places, man. I never used to have problems with it.
You know, they had
Sorry,
Pepsi
taking
products.
over for Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm starting to see Starry. I'm starting to see Starry down here now. So.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Spreading.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's spreading.
It looks like it's just straight sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It
is. It's sugar water is what it is.
Yeah,
so does not.
It's Sierra Mist, another package.
Yeah,
right.
That's all it is.
It's great for your arthritis, sugar water. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Before we get into this free agency, let's just get into it. Let's look at. I'm just going to read down this list, guys. We were talking about Howie and what he's done so far. All right, here we go. I'll just read down really quickly. Kenny Pickett, all right, exchange for a 2024 third rounder. Saquon Barkley, 3 years, $37.75 million. Devontae Parker, 1 year deal. Albert, don't even ask me how to pronounce this dude. Akaja Wabam, whatever, 1 year extension, whoever he is, tight end apparently. Dickerson, 4 years, $84 million. Hennessy, 1 year contract. Brandon Graham, 1 year contract. Bryce Huff, 3 years, $51 million. Zach Bond, 1 year deal. Julian Akawa, 1 year free agent. Devin White, 1 year, $7.5 million. And CJ Garner-Johnson, 3 years, $33 million. Woo! That's a lot of moves, guys. Are you impressed with any of them? I'll tell you from that list. Oh, it still goes. Sorry. Jake Elliott, 4 year, $24 million. Brandon Mann, 1 year extension. And Rick Lovato, 1 year, 2 year extension actually for him. But, Jermaine, they signed a punter for 1 year, my boy.
Who? Oh, that's a punter?
Brandon Mann. Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Mann is the punter. Oh, all right. That's
1 year extension.
I thought the names that I didn't hear of. I mean, the names that I never heard of. I thought they was just adding them for depth. You know what I mean? But I didn't know. I forgot they got rid of the punter. Your boy Cyprius or whatever his name is. So yeah, Brandon. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it. You give them a grade. I give Howie a A- high B. I would. I give him a high B on this stuff. So what I've been doing is, because I know we've been always arguing about money. You know, me and Dre had our big, nasty argument as far as money, overpaying and all stuff.
Still overpaid.
All this week, because we look at it, and I don't know. Well, I look at it. I can't speak for all you guys. You know what I mean, as far as his cap. So I'm just trying the salary cap. So I'm just trying to get an understanding. You know what I mean? When I've been, sitting at work, just looking at it and just trying to get an understanding of how all this is. How do you put this all together as far as the salary cap? And I came up with this. Nothing. I don't understand. I don't understand how you spread this. I mean, people's got to, these GMs and whoever's involved with the caps, they got to be geniuses as far as spreading out this money and, thinking about the future and all that stuff. I mean, I'm looking at this dead cap money and all this stuff. I'm confused. I think out of all of us, I think Mike probably knows more, because he had pulled it up and whatnot, and I still was lost, So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy how this whole thing is, as far as how salary cap is. Because you look at the big money, you're like, oh yeah, that's going against the cap. All that money's going against the cap, but the only thing I know is it gets spreads. It spreads out. It spreads out, you know what I mean, throughout the years and all that stuff.
Right.
And it helps in the future, you know, and whatnot. So that's probably the only understanding I need to have, basically.
The answer,
you know what I mean?
And answer your question,
Yeah.
and Jeffrey Lurie tried to do the same thing. That's why he hired a CPA.
He
hired
Howie.
Howie's a CPA. That's what he is.
Yeah, and if they will go a long way, Dre. You're right, and I remember you guys are saying that they will go a long way if they get a superior man that knows the draft. You know what I'm saying? That knows how to draft. Because you're right, Howie don't know how to draft. That's why Howie, signs these 1-year deals, and you better get it right, Sal. You know what I mean? Those kind of situations and whatnot. Yeah. If they get a guy that just strictly just does the draft and let Howie just do the CPA, hey, you know what I mean? We may have something, but it seems like that's not going to happen. He does the draft and he does the salary cap and all that stuff, and that's the predicament we're going to be in for the rest of our lives as long as Howie is on board, is in charge, Sal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's my thing. Here's what I see compared to last year, right? You got Kenny Pickett. You signed Marcus Mariota last year. Right. You got Devin White. You signed Shaq Leonard. That was a mess. Or like Cunningham. Yeah. You signed, Byard at safety. You got CJ Gardner-Johnson. It's like the same thing over again. Everybody got all excited last year for those players. Even Zach Bond. Devin White is horrible. He's got 101 passer rating against the pass. He's given up 81% completion rate. All right, the guy Bryce Huff, maybe he's a great pressure guy. He can put pressure on the quarterback. But the guy is like Hargrave in that he can't guard against the run at all. They're going to have to give him support. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, these are names, but I just see the same pattern again. You're going to get all excited about Saquon Barkley. Is it going to be DeMarco Murray again? How much does he have left? He's been used more than Christian McCaffrey.
Well,
he's got more touches than Christian McCaffrey.
You're right. And I had to pull back the reins when I was like, what the hell are they doing with Saquon? But you know what? I think because there was a Giants fan. He said, look, let me school you on something. You got to understand that the Giants offensive line was horrible. You know what I mean? It was just completely horrible. Yeah. And he's like, look at Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? Carolina's line, horrible. And that's why that's why Christian McCaffrey, I think, and he still has his bumps and bruises, just like Saquon and all that stuff, always getting hurt, always these little nicks and nags and all that stuff, because he had nobody, he had nobody to block in front of him. Now you got somewhat of a decent line. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this, Jason Kelce. We lost Jason Kelce and whatnot. You lost Depth. Yeah, you lost Depth. But I still feel as though we're still one of the best. You're still one of the top, at least the top 6, 7 in the offensive line, productive. But and I think it's going to help Saquon. You know what I mean? As far as with that. Now, with that being said,
how they use them?
Yeah, how do you use them?
Exactly.
You paid all this money.
I'm
seriously make my way up to Philadelphia and punch Howie in his face.
That's my gripe.
Or Nick Sirianni, whoever's in charge, because Nick Sirianni's not in charge. He's a puppet. Now we know he's a puppet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So my thing is, I would literally go up to Philadelphia and punch him in the face if they don't do what they should have done last year when you ran DeAndre Swift. Now you done paid all this money. Now you better run this man. You better run this man. And how many miles has got on it?
I agree with you, Jermaine. Absolutely. Because my gripe with this list is the Saquon Barkley. Yes, it's an upgrade from DeAndre Swift. Okay, he's a better running back, right?
Right.
But for the usage, it better be better because DeAndre was fine. DeAndre was actually on a road to a 2,000 back.
You're right.
2,000 yard back. Yeah. He only had 5 touchdowns, but they didn't utilize him that much. Right. So with Saquon, I hope that he gets utilized more. But I'm also a little worried that he is injury prone. You've seen that with the Giants. Right. It all started with that knee injury, and then he had a couple setbacks. But linebackers, I want to go to you, Sal. I agree with you about Devin White. Yeah, I get it. The same old. But I thought we could at least keep one or just bring in Bobby Wagner that Washington signed.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a nice way to have Bobby Wagner as a veteran in the linebacker core instead of having Zach and Julian, like those two guys. Like I think it'd have been nice to have like Devin and either or, Bobby and either or Zach or Julian.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like, isn't that what the whole problem was? The linebackers. It was so stressed last
Bobby
year with
Wagner's
linebackers. I'm sorry.
Bobby Wagner's like 98 years old.
Yeah,
Man, he's
but
got a lot of miles on him.
But he's a veteran. He's signed up for 1 year.
Yeah,
but it's still will help out because that's what we were talking about during the whole season, that we have no veterans on this team, especially on defense.
Well, you got BG. They signed BG back. BG is going to be that veteran. You know what I mean?
You still got Slay.
Yeah,
you got Bradbury.
Yeah.
Man, don't talk about Toby.
And they didn't upgrade the cornerback. They still got Slay and Bradbury.
Well, no, you got to understand this. Now you done drafted Keely Ringo. Now towards the end of the season, he had a pretty good. You got the people that you drafted, like the Nolan Smith, because Reddick is gone. You know what I mean? Because they signed Sweat. Reddick is gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why they brought in Huff. He's gone. You know what I mean? But so these Georgia players, Nolan Smith, you got to see what you got. N'Kobe Dean, if he can stay healthy, you got to see what he got. You know what I mean? Jordan Davis, he's still out there. He's still on the chopping block. You don't know what's going on with that and whatnot. You know what you got with Jalen Carter. Now you done drafted these Georgia players. Now it's like, okay, prove it. You got to prove it now. We drafted you guys high. What do you got? You know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, Keely Ringo. I mean, and then also you got a couple other corners. They're gonna have to start playing. You got to see what you got. You got to see what you got. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it.
And they're thinner cornerback because they lost Harris, right? So they let him go. Yeah. So they're thinner now. So
and what else I was going? Oh, and then basically with linebacker Dre, they're picking at number 22. So you don't know. They're like their sights is on, has all over the place and whatnot. And I've been looking at the mock draft, but this listening on the radio. Guess who's coming out as linebacker?
Trotter Jr., baby.
Trotter Jr.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's too. I don't know if that's too high for him. I don't know where he's going and whatnot. I didn't look at the list, but who knows? I mean, Jeremiah Senior could be in Howie's ear. Like, look. You know what I mean? Throw it back to your man like you did with me when I came back from Washington, So, hey, that could be something, whatever is up his sleeve or whatnot. So,
Mike, Eagles are trying to do what San Francisco did. They think that Saquon's going to be the savior, just kind of like what McCaffrey was. Do you think that's going to happen or what?
I don't think so. But I'm not saying that's a negative. I'm just saying that I think there's two different players. I mean, CMC, I think, is a different level because of his ability to catch the ball and do all that kind of stuff. And Shanahan's offense, kind of helps that along as well. I think with the Eagles, looking at everything that Howie's done, I'll be honest, to me, the most important free agents you guys got this year are Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore. All these pieces that you got, from Saquon to the linebackers to Brent Huff and everything. It's going to come down to what kind of offense, what kind of defense are they going to call? If they're the right pieces for those guys' system, then I think the Eagles look really, really good. But if they got these coaches and they got the players that don't really fit the system, you might have a repeat of last year where guys were not utilized the right way. So I think that's going to be the most important additions to the team is the new coaches and what offense and defense they're going to bring.
I think they're calling the shots, Mike. You're right. I think Fangio and Moore is calling the shots. He's like, look, these people need to be in my offense. These people need to be in my defense. That's why he probably went after Huff. And that's why I think Fangio pretty much saying, you know what? I don't need Hassan Reddick. You know what I mean? This is my man. I was over in the AFC. I saw how Huff played. You know what I mean? He could fit right into my So like I said, you're right. Those coordinators are probably calling the shot. These are the people that can fit in my offense and defense. You're right.
Yeah. And Saquon to the Eagles is the worst free agency move. Have says, and he agrees with me. Secondary is too bad not to be spending money there. I think there was some cornerbacks out there. I know you're going to draft one. If you're relying on Ringo, I mean, yeah, he was good, but he's still kind of unproven. And Saquon, let's not forget, Saquon was used a ton at Penn State. That's why we drafted Miles Sanders, if you remember, right? Because he was behind Saquon and he didn't have a lot of mileage on his tank. He wasn't used as much. So you had the opportunity to get Miles Sanders in there and really have him make an impact, where Saquon was the lead guy there. He got the heck beat out of him at Penn State, man. So, how much does he have left?
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Yeah,
You know,
how many miles? You're right.
right,
But you're going behind the offensive line.
exactly. And real fast before we move on, you're right,
Yeah.
Sal. Like, what was the advantage of getting Saquon Barkley? Is it because he knows like he was pressured to get better? Because like you kept DeAndre Smith because back when Mike said the coaching,
Right. Swift was fine.
the utilizing it, right?
Yeah.
But then Hef is saying free up the money for your secondary, which we're horrible in,
Mhm.
So I have to kind of agree with Hef. That's why like great, we got Saquon, but
you're only
let's see,
You're only a week into. I mean, understand this, guys. You're only a week into free agency. You know what I mean?
There's more to come.
You got to understand. Yeah, it could be more to come. I mean, because I think Justice Simmons is still out there, that safety. So who knows what's going to happen? But you're only a week. It's not like we're like 2 months inside the 2 or 3 months inside there. I mean, you probably got to let everything calm down and you see what happens. So,
yeah.
And I would say this, and I was going to wait till a little bit later, kind of going to talk about more free agency, but I'll be honest, everything I've seen so far, I still don't feel like there's a team in the NFC that looks, significantly better than any other team. I still feel like it's still the same teams that are going to still be in the mix.
Yep.
Detroit still looks the same. San Fran has lost some depth and stuff, but still probably would be in the mix. The
Green Bay.
Eagles look like they're fixing things, but the Cowgirls didn't do anything.
Nope.
And free, I don't know what they're doing. They're all in. I don't know.
players.
The Giants. I mean,
God,
Devin
I'm
Singletary. I mean, come on. I don't know what they're doing. They probably trying to get another quarterback. They're starting from scratch. And then, Washington's made some moves. I think they could be a sleeper, but I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, but they could definitely be much improved. But it still kind of looks like the Eagles, barring injury or team mutiny, should win that division again. And just I don't see a lot shifting. I don't see like a transition of power. Like also like, oh my God, this team got so much better. They're gonna be the team to beat next year. I don't see that in the NFC. AFC, yeah. Like the moves that Houston made, they look like they're ready to go to war.
Yeah, Houston's
but
serious.
no one in the NFC looks like they're really loading up.
Right.
I think Green Bay is. I think Green Bay has made an impact. They have made some nice moves. So
yeah, Josh Jacobs. I don't know. Aaron Jones is pretty good, man. That guy was rolling when he got well, and Josh Jacobs, he's got a lot of miles too.
Yeah.
So I still don't know if they're really as loaded as some of these other teams look.
Well, speaking of loaded, let's bring up a loaded question. So have put in the chat. Okay, is piss off AJ Brown some more if Saquon starts getting some carries and he takes some touches away? Is that going to be an impact? Is AJ Brown going to? I mean, because you got a lot of ball to get around there. Jalen's going to have. I mean, you got Dallas Goedert. You obviously got. There's 3 wide receivers there that now are pretty good on the Eagles. You got to spread the ball around now, and you got Saquon.
You're right, and this is going to be the tall story if AJ Brown's a diva or not. You know what I mean? Yeah, here we go. We talked about it. Is this going to be TO 2.0? You know what I mean? Because once that he ain't getting the ball, Saquon's going the hell off. You know what I mean? Or or whoever, somebody else going off and whatnot. Yeah, this year is going to be the story. There's only one ball.
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah, you gotta say something, Mike.
I mean, I guess it just depends. When they lose, then that's when it comes up. And you feel like, I didn't get the ball enough. That's why we lost. If they win, I mean, other than I think there was one game last year they won, and he still kind of had some issues. But I think it was one of those ugly kind of wins where he still felt like they didn't dominate the way they should have. But I mean, he's a receiver, he's a diva and everything like that. But I do think that if they're winning, he'll sit quiet. This is when they lose, he'll feel like he'll start mouthing up like, I don't get the ball enough, I can't let this team win, blah 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 blah, and go from there.
It's a big question mark. I mean, we just said coaching. I mean, are we gonna be a run first then pass? I mean, or what? And Jalen's a big question mark over his head. Are we gonna see the Jalen of 2022? Or
And that's a great point, Dre. And that was my question with the pickup of Pickett, right? Like when the Eagles got Mariota, he's kind of like a Hurts type quarterback, a little more running. He can run the read options, the motions, all that stuff. That's not Pickett. Like Pickett is not So that's why I was so confused with that.
What do you want to do? So what? We should have went after Justin Fields.
Look what they gave up to get him. Nothing, right? 6th-round pick.
I mean, so you're going to bring in somebody that's equal, almost a start. I mean, somebody that's equal to. I mean, you're bringing in another situation like with Carson Wentz and when they drafted Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, or RG3 and Kirk
Cousins.
RG3
and Kirk Cousins.
RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
I mean, but listen, Sal. But listen, you already got a mess in the locker room. It's a mess in the locker room. They're down. I think they're downplaying a lot of stuff. If they saying, "Oh, Sirianni's a great coach," this, that, and that. Now you bring in another quarterback and whatnot, and the culture. I feel as though they got to rebuild that culture or whatever they have in that locker room. They got to build that. They got to rebuild that back up. Now you're bringing in another. He's talented. Justin Fields is talented. Now you're bringing in that. You already got a bunch of mess in the locker room. I mean, are you ready for that?
Jalen better get his big boy pants on there. Huh? Maybe it'll push Jalen. I mean, maybe Jalen needs to
I don't know. But would it push Jalen? I mean, what we saw last year, would it push him or just sink him down? You know what I'm saying? Or just bury him. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, buried Wentz. I mean, Wentz couldn't handle it. So it just.
But something has got to be. It's got to be balanced. It's this all this craziness has got to calm down. It's got to calm down. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Sal. I was just going to say, when it comes to Field, I think the magic question is, is he any good? We know he got tons of talent. You could have got him. You could have got him to be Jalen's backup, and then Jalen have a bad game, and everyone calls for Fields, and if Fields come in and he throws a bad interception too. I mean, this guy is not automatic. I mean, I think it's a great pick for Pittsburgh and all. I mean, I think that's a good culture shift and everything. Hopefully, he can rebuild his career, but he hasn't had a stellar career, so that's why he's at this point where he's getting traded for a fifth round pick. There's problems there because I mean the league is too smart in everything to let guys like that just go for nothing unless there's something wrong, So
well, that's what Pittsburgh did. Justin's plan B. You don't know what the hell Russell's going to do.
No, he's
been stinking up the joint ever since he left Seattle, and in Denver he couldn't do anything. So to me, this is like another RG3 project with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but I think it might. Yeah, but I think it might be a little bit better, Dre. I mean, it might be a better fit because you got Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that whatever was going on in Denver was just a complete, it's a complete mess. But I believe in Mike Tomlin. I mean, I think
no
Mike
doubt.
Tomlin's you know what I mean? But I just think,
I agree with you.
But this is it. This is it for Russell.
It's just it. When Russell's going to show up.
They got Russell. They got Russell for $1 million. I mean, that's like less than what punters cost. I mean, it's like ridiculous how because Denver's paying the tab, so it could totally bomb. And then they got Justin Fields. Fields. I think in terms of Tomlin and the culture and all that kind of, I think this is probably a best chance for him to revitalize his career or improve his career. And that situation's not as bad because you got this aging veteran who, probably could be there for a year or two at the most, and then Fields could develop and take over. Whereas, like, if you were on the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is 25? I mean, you got these young quarterbacks, you just gave all this money, and then you bring in Justin Fields. I mean, you would just cause so much turmoil in that locker room. You can't do that to a franchise quarterback. A Russell Wilson or a Jimmy G or some of these veteran quarterbacks that are your starter. Yeah, that's when you bring in a young guy like that and have him challenge the guy, really hoping that the young guy actually takes the job. But you don't want, Fields to come in and take Jalen's job. That would just, that would make Howie look stupid for paying him. That would make all the fans just flip out because they'd be like, Howie don't know what he's doing. It'd just be calamity. You don't want to attempt that.
Fields is not that. I agree. I don't think Fields is that good. I think he's a backup. I think that's my point.
Fifth round pick.
Round pick. That says a lot.
It does.
And that's why that was my point. The end. And it pushes Jalen. It's not to replace Jalen. Remember, it's to push him because Jalen right now, he's been anointed the quarterback. He's been sloppy. He needs to get a kick in the behind and say, hey, You're getting a lot of money. Yeah, we got somebody behind you that's ready to go if we need to. Maybe if Fields is who he says he is.
Well,
And
Kenny Pickett,
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett,
Yeah,
real quick,
Yeah,
let's
even
not
if,
forget.
even if Kenny can pick it. So.
Yes, and let's not forget the Steelers. I mean, Kenny Pickett, the Steelers. Tomlin fired their offensive coordinator, right? I mean,
Yeah.
because he was a disaster. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't blame it all on Pickett. I get it, but
Yeah.
he didn't exactly win the job back either. Remember, he got beat out by a
Mason
50-pound
Rudolph,
pick who
yeah.
was a
Mason
backup. I
Rudolph,
mean,
yeah.
come on.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's basically what you're dealing with there. But I don't know. Like, I just don't think it would have hurt them to get somebody in there that can just challenge Jalen a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he
Well, I
needs
think
to
they
look up.
also
Mhm.
with Justin Fields is right now. Justin Fields has he has fans. He has groupies right now. I mean,
Mhm.
ESPN, all these commentators, they're all like groupies right now. It's like Justin Fields. Yeah, that's the greatest steal of the century. Justin Fields is so dynamic. And Wilbon likes Justin Fields. He's got so many people talking him up. So even if it isn't that good, people are talking him up because of that potential that's there. And that's why no one's talking about Kenny Pickett and his potential, So him being a backup kind of feels okay. But Justin Fields, you just got this feeling like he's got that potential to not be a backup, and people keep talking about it. And so that's why I feel like if you put him behind Jalen, trying to get him to push Jalen, you're just going to make those voices even louder. I mean, and the fans are going to pick up on that too.
It's all
and they'll
talk,
start
just
talking
like
the
you
same
said.
thing.
Exactly.
It's
It's
all
all
talk.
talk. All talk.
One bad game.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
One quarter of bad Jalen. They're calling for Justin Fields. I'm telling you, right? You know how we are, Sal.
Yeah.
You know how our fans are. No, put Justin. One quarter. He had.
That's it.
Yeah.
You do a bad pick. Throw Justin in there.
If you don't got that chin strap.
Yeah.
The first.
Hef says Fields got screwed. He should have been let go so he can have a shot at all these jobs that just got filled. Minnesota needs a quarterback. Minnesota's probably going to draft a quarterback or trade up to try to get one, I think.
Yeah.
Which means, guys, that might be a good segue into the next segment. Where does Justin Jefferson go? He wants out, man. He's like, look, I don't know who's coming in here. I don't want any parts of this anymore. Everybody's saying, oh, he's going to go Cincinnati. There's no way Cincinnati's going to be able to get Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Come on.
Mike wanted Devontae Adams. I mean, let him go to San Fran. You know what I mean?
Man.
Justin Jefferson on the contract. So for him to go anywhere, it's going to require a king's ransom and then some.
Exactly.
That's just a nasty rumor, man. That's a bad
all
rumor.
the cards on the table with him, man.
He's stuck. He might as well
he's stuck.
Just deal with it. Get hurt. Collect his money or something.
Nope, he will not get his wish.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some of the others free agent sides. Let me talk about the Cowboys, guys, because Jerry Jones comes out.
What do you need to talk to them about, Sal? I mean, they
only
signed a
free
long snapper. That's the only thing they did. And Zach Moss. I mean, stop. On to the next segment. Come on, man.
Eric Kendricks, Jordan Lewis, and Trent Sieg is the only people that they signed. 3 people.
Yeah, that's it.
But you know what Jerry said? Jerry said we're all in. He's like, we're all in this next year. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay.
That's what RG3 said.
Talk about Cap messed up.
Dak,
they got
54.
problems over there as far as Cap is concerned. You know what I mean? Because they put a thing up between. We got $36 million between Saquon Barkley. Who's the other two? Somebody other two. And then they looked at, and then it's equivalent to Dak Prescott.
Less than that.
It's jacked up, man.
Here we go. $54 million.
Jerry needs to go. Jerry needs to go. And just
Landon
go,
Dickerson.
Man. Honestly,
you were mentioning Jermaine, so like Landon Dickerson, like the big one.
You
were saying the big one.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Landon Dickerson was $84 million.
Yeah. And that was a combined $36 million compared to Dak with his one salary or something like that.
My thing is, Tony Pollard's gone, right? I mean, Tony's gone.
Yeah.
Who's their running back?
Yup. They was pissed. The fans were pissed because they thought Derrick Henry was coming.
Right. Right. Right.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what to say about them. They look like a team that says one thing and does something different. I mean, I'm curious how their defense looks next year because Mike Zimmer is now the defensive coordinator. And I think he's totally different than Dan Quinn. So I don't know what that defense looks like. And then the offense, like you said, I mean, it's all Dak. I mean, Dak. It's amazing how that quarterback situation. We look at like Mahomes and what's going on with him, and even though he's the highest paid quarterback, he's still restructuring his deal so they can get more players. You know, they got Chris Jones back and all kinds of stuff like that. And then how the Cowboys are in the situation with Dak Prescott, who hasn't won anything yet, he's eating up, 30-40% of their salary cap with his contract. I was like, what did y'all do? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I did just throw just 10 interceptions. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And
Great, Dak.
You still got to deal with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons. You trying to re-up them and whatnot. Once they're because it's coming up next year, isn't it?
Yep.
Both of them at the same time.
Yeah. Well, they just released Michael Gallup, I think, to try to get some.
Yeah.
And Vander Esch, they released him.
He was always hurt. Just saying but yeah, I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. I mean, that whole we're all in, and committed thing. Just that sounds like just talking out the side of your mouth.
A bunch of hot air.
Yeah. Tell Michelle she's got a long way to go.
Everybody in that division, in our division, upgraded besides them. It's hilarious. Yep. It's hilarious. I mean, it really is.
Michelle said get rid of Dak like 3 years ago. So
yeah.
Get rid of Jerry.
Yeah.
All right,
they've been spending something. There's just no way. So many other teams out here with high-paid quarterbacks don't have nowhere near this kind of drama that they got. They've been spending something.
No. All right. Well, let's like Jermaine said. Let's just skip Dallas.
We already spent enough time, man. I ain't paying no more time.
You gotta have somebody to pick on, right? We gotta say something negative about somebody, right?
Of this nonsense, man. 2 minutes of our time, on our valuable time. You brought up the Cowboys.
Bus fees going up.
About them. Come on.
Let's bring up Hef's boys. We got Marcus Mariota, Austin Eckler, Zach Ertz. You can go down the list. Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, Frankie Lou. I mean, man, Washington's got a long list here. Brandon McManus. Now there you go. The kicker. There you go, Jermaine. They got Jeremy Chin. 1 year, $4 million. Let me ask you something about Eckler. You're going from the Chargers, who was a disastrous situation, to Washington. Like, if you're Eckler, what are you thinking? Jeez. Good Lord.
Like you said, with us, same thing with Saquon. It remains to be seen. That's all.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, they got.
But at least you got to give them. I mean, at least they're aggressive. I mean, everybody's aggressive.
Yeah.
They're
Washington had tons of money. I mean, it was like they could bring in anybody they wanted. So it's just a matter of who could they get. I guess I got to trust, Adam Peters right now, the new GM, that he has a vision. I think it's good to have some stability at locker room. Be curious to see how the offensive line does for them, because that was a big problem for Howell last year, was the sacks he took. He was holding onto the ball, but then he was also getting pressured left and right. So hopefully they're fixing that kind of stuff. That's going to go a long way. But I know they want to fix the defense, because the defense was bad too. But they'll be improved. I mean, they should be improved. I don't know where they're going to be to the Eagles, but I think they'll be improved. I don't know if the Giants really got that much better. I know they got a couple star players, but I don't trust them right now.
Who's their running back?
Devin Singletary.
Oh, that's right.
Devin Singletary. Yeah.
I don't trust them because they're quarterback. Until they get that straight. That's just going to tear that whole team down. Every time Danny Jones gets hurt or throws an interception or something, the whole team's morale on offense and defense just goes right in the trash.
Yep, right into the toilet.
Talk about somebody on the hot seat. They on the hot seat, man.
So Giants signed Drew Lock, Devin Singletary, Isaiah McKenzie, Jermaine Element, John Runyon, Brian Burns, and Jalen Mills. So that was their.
I think Brian Burns was a big pickup.
That's a big one, right? Yeah.
You assume it is. You never know, but I still just don't trust them. I don't know. I just felt like last year was such a bad year, and so much fell apart. The coach was arguing with the defensive coordinator, and supposedly he got fired, but then he said he wasn't fired, he resigned, and then they were fighting. And there's so much dysfunction there right now that I don't know, man. I think that's just, Danny Dimes is just going to tank the whole thing.
Yeah. All right, let's move to the NFC West real quick. We'll talk about your Niners, man. Brandon Allen, Chris Conley, John Feliciano, Colton McCavitt, Leonard Floyd. You can go down the list. Jordan Elliott, Kevin Givens, Woo! Niners were busy.
How many
Demetrius
miles?
Flanagan Foles, Isaiah Yiadom, and George Odom. A
How
lot
many,
going on.
how
Some
many
of those
miles
guys,
is how many miles does Leonard Floyd have on him?
he's been a while for a while. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of it
okay.
was depth. There's
Oh,
a
it's
lot of
depth.
depth
I was
signings.
gonna
Some
say
guys were
right.
there already, and they just brought them back. That's why I said I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because I feel like if everything they invested in, other than Feliciano, I'm glad they brought him back, even though he was the one that called out what's the name that missed the block that ruined us in the Super Bowl. But another story.
He didn't miss the block, man. He got beat.
He didn't miss it, but he called out the guy who did miss it.
Yeah.
he straight said, "Yeah, if this guy did his job, we would have won." I was just like, "Dang."
Mhm. Well, what about Ayuk at this point? I mean, what they've been quiet about him. What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, I'm worried about it, because thanks to the Titans and signing Calvin Ridley to the ridiculous amount of money he shouldn't have got, the whole
Really?
receiver market got reset. So now IU's going to want more than him. So now it's become a much bigger deal in terms of how much they're going to pay him. And then there's always the dreaded holdout and all that kind of stuff, or what might happen again. So we'll see. I mean, it's kind of late to go through and do. Well, not really, because you have the draft coming up. So I mean, there might be a package somewhere, but it's gonna have to be for something substantial, like a 1 or a 2 after the year he had. But we'll see. I like him. It took a little for him to come around. Like, he got benched after that first year by Shanahan and had to really earn his way back into the starting lineup. So he's starting to ascend. But I don't know. I mean, if you gave me Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or one of those kind of receivers that right off the jump were good versus a guy that had to kind of work his way into being good. I mean, if there's a guy like that out there and we got to get rid of Ayuk to get him, sure.
Yeah.
He can go.
Well, I will say this. There's only one quarterback from the class of 2022 that's still with their same team and starting. And you know who that is, Mike.
Yeah, I saw the list. Yeah, everybody else has been
irrelevant.
traded or cut, playing in the UFL. You name it.
Terrible quarterback class. All right, real quick, and then we'll get to who's in the best position. Let's talk about McGenius because I know Mike wants to. Jimmy G, #1 signing out in LA. Demarcus Robinson, interesting on that one. Colby Parkinson, Kevin Dotson, Jonah Jackson, Darius Williams, and Cameron Curl were the big signings for McGenius. Will it be enough to challenge? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they're in another situation themselves with Raheem Morris being gone. A big part of their success last year had to do with Raheem Morris and that defense, really kind of helping the team out. And, of course, Puka Nacua was a big addition too, but the defense stepping up made a big deal. So him being gone, it's like, what happens to defense? And then Aaron Donald's gone too. And, he's arguably one of the best defensive tackles in the history of the game. So it is kind of wait and see. Yeah, having 2 Asian quarterbacks is not, a great plan. I mean, Matt Stafford got hurt last year, and Jimmy G gets hurt every year. So, I don't know, man. Both of those guys, they can get injured in the same game. I mean,
well, Jimmy G gets hurt by the cheerleaders, but Ayuk might be a commander. He says.
Ayuk might be a commander.
All right, Happen. You're right, man. We got to talk about Kirk Cousins.
Let's talk about the biggest free agent signing.
Kirk Cousins.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Show me the money.
This guy, one playoff game.
Yep. This man is robbing money. He's just sitting back there, just laughing his ass off, man. It's just like, are you kidding me?
So Atlanta Falcons signed
180 million. How much is guaranteed?
Let me see.
It's 180 million with a 50 million. It's 180 million that includes a 50 million signing bonus. Cousins will receive 100 million guaranteed, including a 90 million in 2024 and 2025, and another 10 million in 26.
That's why he has that little smirk on his face all the time, man. He's not a full smile. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, do you like that?
Do you like that? Yeah, but like what Sal was saying, what Atlanta did, they signed 4 or through the free agency, 4 wide receivers. Okay, 4. A tight end, an offensive tackle, and then a safe line. Another guy named McCollum, something like that. And they re-signed him. So if they got 4 wide receivers, they're trying to say, okay, Kurt, you got to do something with this.
God, man, that team is a mess, Atlanta, man. I just you
Well-
got Bijan Robinson. I mean, he's got the
Yeah.
so
You got Drake London. You got London over there too. Drake, Drake London, right? No, who's their rare receiver that they drafted a couple years ago? Drake London.
They got London, Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is not. Yeah.
And then they had that sensational rookie running back last year.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson.
Bijan.
Yeah.
The thing with and I gotta walk it back a little bit because I didn't see any team getting significantly better. But Atlanta, I think with Kirk Cousins, with everything else they've done offensive wise, drafting weapons and things like that, they are definitely a lot better, or should be a lot better than what they were. I don't know if they're enough to get to the Super Bowl, but they should run that division pretty handily. I mean, who else? I mean,
Saints.
Tampa Bay. I know they got Baker.
Baker, man, Baker. You gotta be on the train, Mike. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, Baker got paid.
Money.
They took advantage of a bad division, and keep in mind they were still 9-8 last year. They weren't like
we're talking about Baker Mayfield.
Baker got paid.
We're not talking about freaking Donovan McNabb. We're talking about Baker.
No, Atlanta definitely got better with Captain Kirk over there. He can sling the ball, and I'd be curious to see how their defense does because defense has still kind of been an Achilles heel a little bit over there. But with new coaching, I mean, Raheem Morris is set up pretty well. I mean, to come into that job and get a veteran quarterback that you don't have to worry about per se. He knows how to run an offense. He knows how to command the offense and things like that. You're not really trying to, raise a rookie quarterback and then still try to improve a team. So that gives Raheem Morris a chance to really focus on improving the defense, which is his strength. And, I think that team is positioned pretty well. They have no excuses now. Last year, Desmond Reader was the excuse. The guy sucks. Now there's no excuses. So they should run that division at a minimum and see what happens.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins to Ray McLeod or Rondale Moore. That sounds like a great combination. Those two guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, Ray's not too bad. I mean, he played for the San Francisco, but Drake London is really good. He was played good. With what's his name throwing on the ball, Ritter throwing on the ball, he actually had some good yards. So now with Kyle Pitts, they can unlock him and get him back to where he was.
Oh my God, he was never there. You talking about get back to where he was? Mike, where was he? I mean, you talking about
he was good. He had a name.
He's been in the league, Mike. I mean, Jesus, this man, they don't know how to talk about somebody not utilizing somebody. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh my God, man.
Back to where he was. Where was he?
Yeah.
He was invisible last year. If you had him on your fantasy team, you was mad. I know that.
And the year before, too.
And the year before that.
Yeah, exactly.
He had no one throwing the ball. Now
really, man.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Check down Charlie will throw it to tight end, so you'll be all right.
He could be the next Tony Gonzalez or
I know, right?
Kelsey if they put him in the right position. But
right,
right, man.
Yeah. All right, real quick, let's just go around and then I know you want to get to your game, Mike. Real quick, let's just talk about what team do you think put themselves in the best position out of all of them that to be improved this year? If you had to pick one.
Well, I was reading newspapers. I would say the elephant in the room, the dynasty team, is the Kansas City Chiefs. They got Marquise Brown now.
Yeah.
Okay. They got L'Jarius. They got L'Jarius Sneed.
Did they have him? Did he come back? Oh, he franchised him.
Well, franchise. Excuse me. They franchised.
Yeah, but right now they have him. He can't go nowhere.
He could leave. So he could leave if they don't get a contract.
And they got some more depth in the defensive line. They got Derek Nanada. He resigned with them. And Trayshawn Wharton. He resigned.
Yeah.
The agent deal. But then, to me, man, I think bringing in Marquise Brown because their wide receiver issues they had.
Yep.
And then they also got another tight end. I'm not saying that's something about Kelsey, but
Irv Smith, baby.
Yeah, Irv Smith. So
shit.
Yeah. And honestly,
Irv Smith.
Jay, I could definitely agree with that. That's what makes you so mad about San Fran losing the Super Bowl. It's like when you win, everything works out well. When you lose, it's just bad. Like Kansas City, if you look at, to me, they got the best player in football back on that team. That's Chris Jones.
Yep.
I mean, especially on defense, he's the best. I don't care. Every time you need a play, the guy just delivers. I've said it over and over again. I get so mad when I see Nick Bosa be the highest paid player on defense and never come through with the game-winning or game-closing sack. And then I see Chris Jones do exactly what I want Nick Bosa to do, and that's be in the play when you need to make the play. I mean, that guy coming back, they could definitely three-peat. I hate to say it. They definitely can right now. I mean,
that's the team, man. I hate to say it.
So it's disgusting, but that's what it looks like. I hate to say it.
Bad taste in your mouth.
You're right.
Unless Baltimore or Houston can knock them out.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that was going to be my thing as far as Houston is up and rising.
It is serious.
I mean, Mike Tomlin. I mean, D'Amico. I like D'Amico. I mean,
me too.
He did when he came in last year and just blew up that first round. In the draft, he blew everything up.
They knew
exactly. They got his players.
The shopping cart out there, and they said,
"Grab that." He had a plan.
They are serious.
Houston's up there, and then I'm not counting Baltimore out because Lamar Jackson, he's got a running game. I mean, with all those running backs they have, running back got committee, and every time they threw somebody in there, when you think that they had somebody, got hurt. Or they's out for the season or whatever. So I think that's going to take a little pressure off of Lamar Jackson. Thinking that he has to do a lot of things. Now he's got somewhat of a running game, and it don't have to necessarily have to be all on Derrick Henry and whatnot. I think it's going to balance out. You still got a wide receiver core, Zay Flowers. I think this might be another. I know Lamar won the MVP last year, but this might be another next step up as far as let me take the reins. Let's go.
If their defense can hold, their defense was the issue.
What the defense carry? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And he lost the defensive coordinator who had a lot to do with that defense. So I think
where did he go?
He's Seattle's coach.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm concerned with Baltimore. The other thing with Baltimore that kind of concerns me is last year they kind of got a little bit of luck because the division was still meh. I mean. Burrow came back, got hot basically for one game, and then got hurt again. Pittsburgh was going through their troubles. They would win some games, but they were all ugly. And then Cleveland, it didn't get good until they got Flacco. And honestly, I still think he stunk. But I don't think you're going to get a repeat of those circumstances again for Baltimore, where that division is kind of soft. I think these teams are coming for them, and I think it's going to make it much tougher for them. Houston, on the other hand, that division, they can run it. I know Jacksonville made a lot of moves, but there's no trust in Trevor Lawrence now. I think the word is out that the dude's just maybe not as good as Build. And then, Anthony Richardson's coming back. You don't know what you got with him. And then the Titans, you don't know what they're doing. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're overpaying for receivers. So Houston's definitely loaded up, and I definitely could see them being that team that makes the step to challenge Kansas City. Maybe they could be in a championship game. They might lose, but they definitely be there challenging them. But I don't know about Baltimore. I think Baltimore might take a step back because it's going to be tougher for them this year than last year.
Yep.
Yeah. So Have says Cleveland needs the towel to show up. Well, the towel's got Jamie and Winston. Talk about having a guy right behind you.
Who?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, he went to Cleveland, huh?
Yeah. 1 year deal, $4 million.
Yeah. The towel. Yeah,
the towel is not showing up.
I wasn't never a Deshaun Watson fan when he's in Houston. It's just something about him. It's just it doesn't click with me. You know what I mean, with him. And then you talk about $250 million. That's all guaranteed. This is
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
God forbid if he comes out here next year and stinks it up. Oh my! It's just.
Talk about dead cat money.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about dead cat money. Holy shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, and Flacco will be in at some point. Oh man, Flack attack again. All right, we'll see. Maybe Flack attack.
Yeah.
I don't know.
MVP.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I think we have a couple minutes for this game.
Yep.
So why don't you do your thing, man? What do you got going on?
Not much. Just kind of a quick guessing game for you guys. Pretty
right.
much what I have is just called, remember the time or remember the last time. So pretty much you just have to just throw out the year of where you think it was the last time this happened.
Oh Lord.
So
Oh jeez.
when was the last time Dallas won a divisional round playoff game?
1993.
A divisional round?
Yeah.
1993.
So that'd have been the second round of the playoffs.
96.
A divisional round.
This will be the
That's
good
the
for the
second
mountain
round,
climber
isn't it?
game. This will
That's the
be
second round. That's the second round, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second
It's the
round.
second round.
I said 96.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say about 90. Yeah, 95, 97.
95 is it.
Yeah.
I was off by
I
1 year.
close. 93. Yeah, we were all in the same
I thought you
ballpark.
said 1983.
Yeah. No.
I got one for you before you keep going. When is
Yeah.
the last time Dre fell down the steps?
Oh, jeez.
Yesterday.
Wow. Wow.
Dang.
Oh, man. Did you really, Dre?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
I was like, we got to talk, man. I got to get you one of those chairs again, man. Oh, jeez.
When was the last time Mike Williams with the Chargers played a full season?
Never.
Dad, wasn't that with Phillip Rivers?
I was
Jesus,
gonna say
he was
2015.
playing with
I was going to say 2015.
No, his rookie year. I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah,
2012.
Yeah, it's the second year of the league. Yeah, 2018.
Wow.
2018.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
And who picked
that
him
guy.
up? Somebody picked him up, didn't they?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they
I think he
did.
got cut. I don't know.
Never.
If he got cut. He got.
Somebody
I don't
picked
think
him
much
up.
picked him up yet.
Harbaugh's
Hold on, I'll
cleaning
find
house
it.
over
Somebody
there, man.
definitely
He's
picked
like,
him
look,
up.
Harbaugh, yeah.
he's cleaning house.
Yup, he is.
Hold on. I know
So-
who got picked up.
Hef might know the answer to this one. When was the last time the Washington Commanders won the Super Bowl?
With the
Wow.
Hogs.
That's got to be in the 80s.
Daryl Green.
Of course it is.
It's got to be early 80s, like 82,
Daryl-
83, something.
Yeah, that was
Daryl
with
Green.
what's his name?
Johnson.
Who was
Yeah.
the quarterback? The black guy. What's
black-
Doug
right.
Williams?
Doug
Yeah, the
Williams,
last time
Mark
they won.
Rippon.
No, but
Doug Williams
So-
was the last time they won, right?
Doug
Yeah,
Williams?
no,
Probably.
no, Mark Rippon. But
Mark
the answer
Rippon.
is never, because the Commanders have not won the Super Bowl. The Washington Redskins
geez,
have
that was a
won,
little- okay.
but that was
Ah,
1992.
Trick question.
Yeah, that was 1992 was when the
F
Washington
said,
Redskins.
he was
that
5
was
years
Mark
old.
Ripken's. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. When was the last time Derrick Henry ran for 200 yards or more in a game?
2020. No, 2022.
I was going to
You're
say
right.
it's gotta
2022.
be-
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
I'm-
man. Jermaine
yeah.
is on.
Yeah.
When was the last time a Super Bowl commercial cost less than $1 million?
Oh, God.
When TV was black and
1981.
white.
1993.
1981. Well, Michael Jackson did the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, that's yeah. How about that?
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Super Bowl.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
What was
So,
it?
yeah,
What'd you say, Dre?
It was 94.
I was off
94?
by
Oh,
94
wow. I
was
was
the
way
last
off.
time
I was off by 1
commercial,
year.
a Super Bowl commercial was $900,000 then. Currently, the last Super Bowl was $7 million
Whoa.
to have a commercial.
For 30 seconds.
Man.
Break that
When was the
down.
last
7
time?
million. 7 million 30 seconds.
When was the last time a Heisman Trophy winner won a Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Lamar Jackson. No,
Yeah,
Lamar
yeah,
Jackson.
Won a
Yep.
Super Bowl thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't have to be a
Lamar-
quarterback. Just a winner in general that was on a winning team.
I was on a win.
Gee.
Going through my head.
God, I don't
Wait a
even.
minute.
Geno Smith?
No.
No.
What team you play for? What team, Mike?
I'll give you a clue. Packers.
The Packers?
Brett Favre?
He played for the-
man.
And won the Super Bowl.
Just one for the
Yep.
Super Bowl. Huh.
Daggone. What's his name? He wasn't no Heisman Trophy winner, was he?
No, Aaron?
No.
Jordan?
The wide receiver.
No.
What's his name? Oh God. It's gotta be a wide. Is it a wide receiver, Mike? I think it is,
Nope.
right? It's not. Oh, okay. Then
Top
I'm way
10.
off then.
What is it? What?
It's Charles Woodson.
Wow.
wow,
defensive
jeez.
cornerback for the Packers back in
Cornerback.
2011.
Mm.
He was actually a Heisman
Mm.
Trophy winner.
Got me on that one. Oh, Hef
Right.
got it. Though.
Yeah.
Hef
Yeah.
got it.
Hef got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Mm.
I can't see the screen right now. Look at my
Oh,
Word document.
Yeah, Hef got it.
Cool. All right, last one. When was last time a tight end had 17 touchdowns in a season?
Oh, it's got to be with the one from New England, right? It's got to be with.
No, what's the name from the Saints?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jimmy Graham?
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, it could be Jimmy Graham.
Well, no, I like your New England pick. I mean, Jesus. I mean, between Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, it's got to be Gronk or Aaron. It's got to be one of those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or
Wait, 17,
Antonio
that's a
Gates?
lot. Oh, Antonio Gates is a good one, and so is
and
and
Gonzalez. you're right.
Gonzalez too.
Tony Gonzalez? I guess none of that's right. Mike's laughing.
Yeah,
He's
he doesn't
saying
he doesn't have a poker face.
Yeah, no, it's Gronk.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. I was like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
2011.
saying.
Yes, he set the record for most tight end, touchdowns by a tight end in the season was 17. So that's
Wow.
actually the most ever.
Wow. Was that the year that they went undefeated or no? When Brady threw 50?
that might have been
It
with
may
Randy
be.
Moss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been that year. That offense.
That's
was
when the
rolling
Giants beat
all the
them,
way
right?
to the end.
Yeah,
Giants beat them
in the end.
Bowl.
Yeah,
But yeah, New England was rolling there, boy. Jeez.
Yeah, they had a
19
team,
and
man.
1. That one
Jeez.
being the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
important one.
The most important.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Miami still hold that record, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
always
Undefeated.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only had 14 games back then.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
still
so
undefeated.
wrong. It's like nowadays, 17 games is tough, man. And they want to
It
go to
is.
18.
I know.
I think 17 is too
Mhm.
much already, and they want to do 18. It's like, really?
That's why you need Justin Fields as your backup.
Yeah.
I mean, why are they pushing it to 18? So if they're pushing it to 18, Mike, are they eliminating the preseason? What, down to one game? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I don't
looking
know.
at injuries. You start piling up towards the end of the season. That's when the injuries start piling up.
Yeah.
Now
Absolutely.
you really, somebody could get hurt. They get to the Super Bowl and the superstar is hurt or whatever, So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's the way
I
I
just don't think there's enough depth. Even if you can add players and have more players, I don't think there's enough talent, out there,
Nah.
True.
people that you can add to these teams, And
They got to
of course
cut the
now,
preseason down if they want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Cut it
now
down to
with
2 games.
college, and people don't even want to leave college now because they can get paid a bunch of money staying in college than they do, coming into the pros.
Money.
It's even harder to find players,
Yeah. Let's talk about, speaking of rules, really quickly, Dre, because I know you and I were talking about this, the kickoff rule coming up. What is going on with the kickoffs? Now, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, well, we want it to be a good part of the game. We don't want it to just be a formality. Now they're changing these rules. Like, I don't understand what they're doing with these kickoffs.
Stupid. Just you know what, man? Just coin toss. Whoever gets it, they say defer. Okay, other team. All right, when it's time for a touchdown, just give them the ball because they got to get the ball anyway. Just put it on the 20. I don't like the 35-yard line. It's crazy. I think the 25 is
45.
bad enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 45, but they want to put it at the 35, I believe, now for this rule.
It's
It's
just
at
like
25 now, right?
No, that's where you get it if it's a touchback.
Okay.
But I'm talking about where they're kicking it off at.
yeah.
But to me, I'm like, just get rid of it and just when the team scores a touchdown, the other team just gets the ball on the 20, not the 25. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
You
what.
get rid of it. Just have them spin a wheel, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
seriously.
Spin a wheel. Wherever it lands is where you start off at. Every it's called a day.
Jesus.
Punters are going to be non-existent. I feel as though in the next few years. I mean, and they're slowly going to just eliminate special teams. I mean, that's what it just sounds. I mean,
if they want to
like
be
you
healthy, right?
yeah. And like you Mike said, to spin the damn wheel.
Yeah.
We're on the 45. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It's like a roulette wheel. It had a little green thing like a roulette wheel. It's like, hey, come on, land on green, land on green.
When-
We're on the 2.
maybe what they need to do is when XFL first came out, they had like a rugby scrum
Oh my God.
in the middle of the
That's
field,
what
in the
everybody
center of the
gets
field. I know people get hurt, But
Yeah,
just put out
rugby
those,
scrum.
just put out those guys who have a part-time job and just
You
put them
trying
out
to get
there.
people paralyzed, man.
Yeah,
right.
You're full charging, but it's like, yeah.
But a scrum is actually more safer in rugby. They don't have any pads. So
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody's getting laid out, man.
Random question says, will you sign up for a flag football league for retired NFL players? T.O. playing flag football, guys? I don't know. So,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
to me, that'd be boring.
you think
Because-
so?
Yeah, I'm trying to compare it to what Ice Cube did with the 3-and-3 for the basketball.
Did y'all watch the Pro Bowl? What did that look like? Because
I ain't watched no Pro
that
Bowl.
is flag football. That's right.
Yeah,
That
I know.
flag
Yeah,
football.
but
I didn't. It was boring to me. I turned it. It was like.
I mean, the only thing that's cool about the thing is just get to see the players what they really look like, because everyone's got their helmet on. When you start seeing these guys in person, it's kind of, man, that's Kirk Cousins. That dude looks like he could be selling cars. I mean, it's like, that's the only good part about it. But
should be selling cars.
You like that?
but other than that, I think the funny thing is some of these guys, man, they look so young, and I know it made me feel old. Like I be seeing like Zach Wilson or somebody like that. You're like, dang, that dude looks like he in high school, you know. But no, it's definitely, the Pro Bowl. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the same. I mean, I guess it's tough. I guess it's tough to make an all-star game for football players. The actual game itself, they limited the plays. No one wants to get hurt, because the worst thing that can happen is to get hurt at a game that don't mean anything.
Well, that's just like the NBA.
I was about to say that, Jermaine. Go ahead, tell him.
Yeah, the NBA is doing the same thing, Mike. I don't know
what was the score?
I said, this is
107.
This is crazy.
Exactly.
I could not believe it. They had the commentators talking. They had the one screen with Charles Barkley and Draymond Green and another woman, and you could just see the game on the other corner. It's like you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is what we come down to. I mean, the All-Star game, you used to watch it, and they played hard. In the Jordan era,
the West versus the
stuff
East,
like that and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now they
just
it's crazy, man.
None of it matters, and I think a lot of it has to do with people's attention span, how they watch and consume sports and television. Back then the options were limited. So it kind of forced you to watch these things. So these things have more importance now. The All-Star game, I don't even know what channel it comes on. I mean, does it even come on regular ESPN, or is it like on ESPN2 at like 3:00 in the afternoon? Like these Pro Bowl games, they don't even come on regular TV. They're on some kind of back cable channel or something like that. It just they don't hold the same weight that it used to, and that's because of people's viewing habits.
Yeah. All right, well, gentlemen, as always, it's been a pleasure. We'll wrap this up. So a special thanks to All Dressed Up Podcast for joining us. By the way, they're back online tonight at 9:00, so make sure you check them out. All Dressed Up Podcast. Special shout out to our sponsor, Sprite. We appreciate them as always coming on.
There's stores everywhere.
You trying to get a suit?
We'd like to thank Jermaine for not giving us gunshots during our podcast today. We appreciate that, and all that. And our next show, we got a lot coming up. The draft, of course, is coming up next, so we're looking forward to that. We might jump on maybe one time before that. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, we thank all of our followers. Feel free to email us enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com as well. And special thanks to all our followers like Have Stream and all that who could chat with us. We really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody coming up in the next week or so.
Hey, one thing. Release Joe Embiid, please. All right, I'm tired of looking at his.
God, man, don't talk
about
it.
Right? Enough said.
And number 8 seed.
Stop. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? Get rid of him while you can. Just, I'm sick of it.
They got no draft picks anyway. That's another story.
Do something. You know what I mean? Do something.
Real quick, you guys doing a bracket? Today's Selection Sunday, right?
Nah, I didn't do no bracket.
Yeah, not yet.
Well, not yet. Nah. They got to pick the teams first. But are you going to do one?
We can do enough.
You talking about flipping a coin?
Yeah, I mean, last year was a crapshoot, man.
I don't watch the liquor college. I don't know who.
Hey, man,
it ain't what it used to be, Mike. No. Mike, it's not what it used to be, man.
Yeah,
Mike, I let my son. I let my son pick the mascots and the colors he likes. So.
He came close.
He came close. That's right. He did.
That's what it's all about. That's what
he picked like 16 of those upset one seeds that got knocked out in the first round. I'm
letting Chandra pick mine. I mean, come on. You
Oh,
know?
man. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
bad, man. Yeah, just get rid of Joel Embiid. Look,
Mhm.
yeah, just stop, man.
Yeah.
I can't with him anymore. Every year, man. You know. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll catch up with you. We appreciate
right.
it.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right, bye. Take it easy.
Peace.
Yep.